Millionaires are being made all season long at DraftKings.com, America's favorite one-week fantasy football site. One-week fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Got a player who's hurt? No problem. Injuries won't derail your shot at victory because it's like a new season every week, so you're never stuck with the same players. Pick your team in minutes, and you could be on your way to winning huge cash. This season, one listener turned $10 into $5,000. Another turned $2 into $10,000. And a new millionaire has been crowned nearly every week this season at DraftKings.com. You could be next. Imagine winning $1 million in one day just playing fantasy football at DraftKings. Head to DraftKings.com now and use promo code Spreaker to play free in the $10 million Fantasy Football World Championships. DraftKings.com. Bigger events, bigger winnings, bigger millionaires. Enter Spreaker now at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
Hey. Come on, let's go. Yeah.
Hello, folks. 87 Sports Fans live on this Late Night Sports Radio. It is 11 p.m. Eastern Time on a Monday. You know what that time is, kids. It's time for the NFL Hour with Jim Saratias from thefantasygreek.com. Follow him on Twitter at thefantasygreek. Jim, welcome back to the program.
Keith and Steve, happy to be back. How you boys doing?
Doing great, my friend.
Nice. I heard you guys jib-jabbing right there at the end about Kobe and the trade and all that.
Yeah, it was lopsided. It was a lopsided trade. Lopsided trade of all time.
Yeah.
But
I actually didn't know of any trades or any moves because my mind is so caught up in football that I don't have time for any of that stuff.
Well, it was the trade after Kobe got drafted. So it's about...
Oh, so that's like from years ago.
18 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But
so why are you guys talking about that now?
Oh, we were looking at his career stats, and there's little notes about all the transactions he's been involved in, which was only one, obviously.
Yeah.
So.
See, what you guys should have been... Oh, go ahead.
No, what were you going to say, Jim?
I was going to say what you guys should have been talking about is the S-whooping that Keith's getting for me in fantasy football.
Nice.
No shame. No shame in your game, sir.
None. Steve, this is so lopsided. 165.8 points to 88.28.
Oh, my God.
Why don't you describe who you had going for you to get you that lopsided victory?
You know, I had quite the team. Who did I have? Now that we're talking about
it. I didn't even know. It was completely by accident.
I had, Le'Veon Bell. I probably had Mark – well, no, I don't think I had Mark Sanchez, and I actually think I benched him for let's see. I thought I benched him for Ben Roethlisberger. Yep. Le'Veon Bell, Josh Gordon, Martellus Bennett, Trey Mason, Jeremy Maclin, Calvin Johnson.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And then I had the Houston Texans defense. They did some good.
My gosh.
See, and what I was saying is going into this is my fantasy football season's done, but this past week I had the two best free agency pickups of the season because I picked up Ryan Fitzpatrick as my starting quarterback, and I picked up the Rams defense.
I am impressed. NFL
you know what?
is where to be.
Both got me close to 40 points.
Oh my God!
Because the Rams shut out. I had Fitz in the Rams defense.
I can't believe you had Ryan Fitzpatrick. That is crazy.
From Fitz tragic to Fitz magic.
Seriously, 6 TDs? Do you believe that?
Yeah, it was insane.
If I would have told you on Saturday that Ryan Fitzpatrick was going to throw 6 TDs, what would you tell me?
I would have said, yeah, that's why I picked him up.
I would have said, who's your favorite team? The Raiders?
Yes.
Okay.
So in the league that Steve and I are in together, I had Le'Veon Bell and C.J. Anderson and Keenan Allen, and I had Trey Mason on my bench because I didn't have any more room to put him.
Yeah.
So I owned my day, needless to say.
Yeah. Speaking of years gone by, do you want to hear something that'll make you feel really old? Because it just made me feel really old. It has been 20 years since Dan Marino's fake spike against the Jets.
Really? 20 years?
Wow.
20 years. I remember it as if it was yesterday.
I don't remember it as if it was yesterday. I always think that that's predating me, but that's because I think that I'm young.
But then
I think
reality takes over?
I think I discovered the internet. What are you guys talking about?
Well, there must be some good coffee down there in Chicago.
Yeah, really.
We must be missing out.
I can't believe it was that long ago. Wow.
Yeah, 20 years.
Wow.
Crazy.
All right, so looking back at last week, the games that we all stunk out on, well, we all picked Baltimore to beat San Diego.
That was an impressive win.
Can we talk? Can we talk about the Ravens for a second here, folks? Because I made the comment, and I think I even made the comment on Wednesday's show that the Ravens always seem to play good football. So I was picking them. But then I was doing the power rankings for 87sportsfans.com, and they've won 7 games, but only 2 have been against teams with a winning record. They're a little suspect upon further review. And that game yesterday, just giving up Phillip Rivers, and I know there was a penalty in the end zone that helped, and some people were crying foul over that penalty, but it should never have come down to that. I don't know how I feel about the Baltimore Ravens now going forward. It started before the game, and then watching them not be able to put away San Diego at home. I don't know. What do you guys think?
See, I thought it was a bigger statement of the Chargers that they made, that they could travel from the West Coast to the East Coast. This wasn't like they had the game in hand early. I mean, it seemed to me it was a battle from start to finish. But you could see that the injuries that the Ravens have in their secondary, I mean, it's a glaring problem. For the last 2 weeks in a row, they've given up 6 or 7 passing TDs. That's not the kind of defense you want going into the playoffs.
Yeah. And honestly, one thing that surprised me also with them is they've always seemed to be a pretty disciplined team. I know that's waned a little bit since the loss of Ray Lewis, who's definitely one of their leaders, but 14 penalties for 98 yards. I mean, that's a lot of penalties.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not what the kids call good, if you know what I mean.
No.
But looking at the other games that we were wrong on, the Steelers. We all picked the Steelers to beat the Saints. I didn't expect the Saints to be able to put up that many points on grass against Pittsburgh. I don't know. I was a little shocked by that.
I was shocked that the Steelers couldn't generate more of an offense against the Saints. I mean, it was a high-scoring game. Or actually, maybe I should say the reverse. I was shocked that the Steelers' defense didn't come through in this game. I easily could have seen the Steelers at home putting up 30 points, but for the Saints to do it, that I was kind of thrown by that.
Yeah, I like the Saints usually get really slow on grass, and they lose some of their punch. But not today. Le'Veon Bell, like we said, had 95 yards on the ground, but another 159 receiving for the Steelers. For the Saints, Drew Brees threw for 257 yards, only 257 yards, but 5 touchdowns. 1 each to Kenny Stills, Marcus Colston, Nick Toon, Ben Watson, and it was Evan Lorig.
Fullback, yeah.
Yeah.
It was great to see Nick Toon, the son of the great Al Toon, getting into the game.
What's the first thing you think of when you think of Al Toon? I think of concussion.
No, I just remember growing up, I always thought he was like a cartoon character because his last name was Toon. I swear, that's what I thought. I was stupid as a kid. I didn't know any better.
You'll find no argument from me.
No, thank you, sir.
As a child. He's trying to separate himself. As a child, he said. He was stupid.
Yeah, as a child.
Not
No,
as
I'm
an
brilliant now. See, one of the big things for me with New Orleans, which I wasn't expecting, is it was a pretty solid game out of Mark Ingram. I mean, 23 rushes for 122 yards.
Yeah.
When we talk about setting up Drew Brees with great field position to get those touchdowns, I mean, that was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and here's a Steelers defense that should have gotten better with the return of Ike Taylor and Troy Polamalu, and it didn't.
Are we? And I know they're the Steelers, and they don't change coaches, but should we be asking questions about Mike Tomlin?
I think that's hard to say.
Yeah.
Because he's done some good things, or seemingly he's done some good things this season, or the team has done some good things, and then they'll have a game like this, and you're kind of left scratching your head. Now, let's not beat them into the ground too bad. I mean, this was a close, high-scoring game.
Right. No, it was a shootout, but it was
just some unexpected things happened.
Yeah, Drew Brees only threw for 257 yards, so I guess they didn't exactly light it up, but he was throwing touchdown passes. And I think the one by, was it Stills or Toon that spun away near the goal line and took some extra effort. One of them was really impressive.
And I mean, you look at Pittsburgh too; they're still in the playoff hunt. I mean, they're deep in the playoff hunt. So, I think if they don't finish at 500 or above, then maybe you start throwing out questions about Tomlin. But if he can get them to the playoffs, I have no problem. I mean, I've never been a huge fan of his because I think he just got lucky and kind of inherited a phenomenal team from a great coach, Super Bowl winning team from a great coach. But, I don't see anything wrong with him other than maybe he's not the disciplinarian that I like seeing in an NFL coach. He's more of the player's coach. But, I think he's done a fine job since he's taken over.
I mean, if you want to look at it, you could say very clearly you could point out that the offense is not the problem; it's the defense.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
And I mean, and then so is it the personnel or the coaching? That's a big question here, especially given that it's Dick LeBeau. I mean,
right.
So
and also Tomlin was a defensive coordinator as well.
Okay, but I mean, is it the coaching or is it the personnel? Some people would say the personnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think most people probably would.
They're getting a little. They're getting a little old in the secondary, maybe.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know.
Troy Polamalu, while he still looks quick, he does not look as fast as he used to.
Yeah, they still have Ike Taylor too, and Randall Gay.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I mean, you can't. They have the same people, so either they're not playing as well, or something's wrong with the defensive scheme. I don't know. I mean, it can't be that difficult to figure out.
You wouldn't think so. You wouldn't
Right.
think so. Yeah, some teams struggle, Bears, to figure it out. The other game we were all wrong about, we all picked the Arizona Cardinals to beat the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons looked a little bit like the Falcons we expected them to be in this game. Matt Ryan, 30 of 41 for 2 touchdowns. He did throw an interception. Steven Jackson broke the century mark, didn't score a touchdown, but still got it done. They jumped out to a big lead and then kind of